Torah, Parshas Vayishlach, page Chaf Hey, from the new paragraph on the pages 2, 4, 6, 8 lines from the top of the paragraph. 12 lines from the top of the page. Okay, now the Rebbe is explaining, the last thing is to understand this whole thing of Yaakov, why he wanted to elevate Tehu, and also in Avedus Hashem. He said, what is in Avedus Hashem? Yaakov is Tiferes. What does Yaakov Avinu do? Yaakov combines two opposites.
Yosef.
Middle of the wall, no. Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
It doesn't help. Okay. Because what is Yaakov Avinu's Tiferes? Tiferes is the unity. So he says there's two levels of Abba. There's one level of Abba that's a burning fire that the neshama wants to get out of the body, which is called Ratzu, the longing to Hashem. And then there's an Abba that he dafka wants to be in the Keli, because that's what Hashem wants. Okay? That's what we're up to now. Now, the level of the world of Tehu. Because again, there's a lot of light, there's little Keli. That means the Or doesn't want to stay in the Keli, basically, because there's no Keli for it. That's the level of Ratzah l'chein yistalka Erdus min ha-kelim. Therefore, the Erdus left the kelim like Avad Abali parid min ha-psila of ha-kelim. It wants to leave the kelim. Elam ha-tehu, there's no keli, right? I mean, there's not a proper keli. So the Erdus are not, they want to leave the keli. Aval ha-tikkun is the level of shuv. Tikkun is pnimius, like you said before. That's what Yaakov Avinu wanted to do. He wanted to bring the makifim of Tehu. Rabbi used to answer many people, but a lot of issues in their shlichus. The Rabbi said there should be Erdus the Tehu, Bekelim the Tikkun. I mean, there should be like, but normal. It should be done normally. Like it says, Akor chachat chai lias b'teich haguf. Lahamshich Erdin tzad Bekelim Bekelim shenim. Tikkun. In other words, from one side, there's a level by Korchat Tochai, there's a level by Korchat Tomes. Right? Which is a contradiction. So he says, no, both are true. There has to be the Ratzu, that we don't want to live, we want to get out of here, and there has to be the Shuv, that we don't want to die. So, but both are Vedas. And he said, that's the Inyan of the four tzaddikim. The Gemara says in Chagiga, 4 people went into Pardes. It was Rabbi Kiva, Ben Azai, Ben Zayma, and Acher. So what does it say about him? Ben Azai hits it to mace. Ben Azai looked and he died. Ben Zayma hits his Nifka. Ben Zayma went crazy. Acher became an apikatus. And then the 4th one, Rabbi Akiva, Nichnis b'sholem v'yotze b'sholem. He went in with Shalom, and therefore he came out with Shalom. So he says like this, Ki Ben Azai, what happened with these 4 people? Ben Azai, it's known, there's 2 opinions of the Gemara. One opinion says that Ben Azai never got married. He said, Nafshi choshka b'Torah, I want to learn Torah, I can't deal with this family thing. Another opinion is he married Rabbi Kiva's daughter, and he divorced her. And he said, Nafshi choshka b'Torah. So Rachel, the wife of Rabbi Akiva, according to that opinion, the mother of this girl, that officially he married and divorced, said to her daughter, you're greater than me. I married your husband for Torah, met my husband for Torah, and you divorced your husband for Torah. Okay, but Ben Azai, it's not the proper state of a Jew. Ben Azai said, I don't want to have anything to do with the world. I want to be out of the world. So that's why he looked and he died. But Ratzali is nishbal b'china shuv. Lakach le'ratzi isha, and therefore he didn't want to marry a woman, a wife, and he said, Avshalem, she is kaimei de'achedim. So he said, listen, the world, more other people can have kids. What do you need me to have kids for? The world will exist without me. But that was his avodah. L'chein hitz is umeis. Shenistal l'klagami min ha'keli kanal. So basically, according to Chassidus, what happened is Ben Azai had a rot like another Ben Avihu. right? They saw this level of godliness v'meis. Okay? So that was the same sin of the guys that went into paradise. Ben Azai didn't want to be in the world. He had a rotza without a shave. So he died, like Nadav and Avihu died. Okay, but Ein Zaderech HaTorah, that's not what Torah wants. Because Torah says, Leila Tehu, in fact it's a pasuk, the Gemara quotes, it's a pasuk, wherever it is. Leila Tehu Bara, Hashem did not create the world for Tehu Bara, Elu L'Shavas Yitzhara. Hashem wanted the world to settle. He said, Bakar Chachata Chayan, and you will live against the will. But Rabbi Kiva, Shai Mechinas Tikkun, Rabbi Kiva was in the form of Tikkun. Nichnas b'shalom v'yatza b'shalom. Okay? He went in with shalom, and therefore he came out with shalom. So Chassidus asked, that's the version of the Yaakov in the Gemara. So Chassidus asked the question, it says this guy died, this guy cracked up, this guy became epicure. Should it say Rabbi Kiva yatza b'shalom? Why does it say nichnas b'shalom v'yatza b'shalom? What's the nichnas b'shalom important? So the Rebbe is explaining here. The reason why Rabbi Kiva went out peacefully, because he went in b'shalom. You know, because Rabbi Kiva is Tiferes. Tiferes is Ratzu, but Shuv. Rabbi Kiva, that was his level. He says, Shayaman v'mat shalai, meaning the Ratzu v'shay b'mido mezigen nochena, was within a proper makeup. Shalafi arach haratzu kein ho yashuv achakach. So therefore, Rabbi Kiva is now nichnas b'shalom. That's why the Gemara, what's irrelevant that he went in with shalom? He came out b'shalom. Why? Because Kav, Yaakov, Rabbi Kiva was a Kav Mitzoi. Hamiyachad u'mechabes bein HaKavim. That unites these two Kavim. Yamin u'smel. Right and left. Again, Ava comes down, Gvura goes up, Ratza v'shev. Ava and Yira is bittul, like fire going up, Ratzu, and Chesed is coming down the level of Tikkun. That's the Ratzu v'shev. Therefore his elevation was in Yenichnas, the part is B'mida Meziga. Nichnas Sabachinas Ratzu v'shev. He went in the level of Ratzu v'shev, v'nichnas b'shalom. In man, therefore, v'yatzu l'shalom. In the Lam Shachas Mad, in the level of Shuv. So in other words, Chassidus is explaining, by the way, that was the sin of Nadav, Bekarvasam lifnei Hashem v'yamusu. So Chassidus explains, what do you mean, Bekarvasam lifnei Hashem? Their sin was, Chatam, there was, Bekarvasam lifnei Hashem, they went to too high of a place in godliness without understanding that that's not what Hashem wants. So there has to be the longing. That's why you shackle, like we said. That it has to be the longing, but at the same time, the kavani in the longing is that you should have shuv.
Is that a sin?
But that's why they sinned. Yeah. That was the sin of Nadav and Avihu. That was the sin of Ben Azai, Ben Zayim, and Nachem. It was a sin, and we should have those sins. That should be our problem. Masha'en came Ben Azai. He showed the level of Tehu, not like Rabbi Kiva was Tikkun. B'cheinu Shnei Kavim Kanal. Like it says, Vayachas Shnei Machanes. Like we asked before, why did Yaakov divide into two camps? So he's explaining, because he wants to elevate Esav. Esav is Tehu. In Tehu, there's no unity between 1 and 2, right? It's not like a Segol that Yaakov Avinu is. It's the level one on top of the next. So therefore, there's no Shalom. It wasn't in the proper makeup. His Gabes Saratza. He says like this. Rabbi Kiva Makor Kol HaTorah. Rabbi Kiva was the source of the whole Torah. Like the Gemara says, Stam Mishra Meir, Stam Sifraz Rabbi Yehuda, Stam, this is Rabbi Kiva's 5 Talmidim that he rebuilt the world with, yeah? V'kul alibid Rabbi Kiva. Why is the whole oral Torah based on teachings of Rabbi Kiva? Because Rabbi Kiva is Tikkun. Rabbi Kiva is like Yaakov Avinu. Right? Now, By the way, Akiva is very similar to the letters Yaakov. So Tikkun is a combination of Chesed and Gvura that needs a level of 3. Torah is also B'chedesh HaShlishi. Torah is Lasis Shalom Ba'olam. Torah is the level of Shlishi. That's why everything by Matan Torah is emphasized on the level of Shlishi. Vishat Torah Gam Kim Chinas Tikkun. And therefore there is Galilus Beis HaFachim of Ratzah Shev Kimine Mimine Eish Das Lamei, like the pasuk says in Zeisa Bracha. Mimine, from Hashem's right hand, Eish Das Lamei. So it's interesting. Mimine is Chesed. Eish Das, the fiery law, is Gvura. Why? Because how could it both be Mimine Eish Das Lamei? Because Torah is the level of Tikkun. That's the combination of Chesed and Gvura, of Yamin and Smol. That had this level of Tiferes. Now we can understand the Kavan of Yaakov. The whole Maimon Al Rebbe is explaining what did Yaakov Avinu want to do. When he met Esav, he thought Esav is already refined. He's refined, Tikkun is refined, Esav is refined, Teo is refined. So what did he want to do? He wanted to bring down the Makifim of Teo in the Pneumius. Then they came back and they told him, no, he's coming back with Dalet Meisish. He explained the whole living of Dalet Meisish, the level of Klipa and Gvura, and he's not ready at all. So Yaakov said, okay, then I'm going to try to do it. So he sent him the Smincha, these Karbanas, right? And the word from the world of Teo. Therefore they were a trace. Because it wasn't tikkun, that had to be kosher animal. And he tried elevating Esav. And therefore he divided the camp into 2, not into 3. Why? Because again, it's all about Teo. Yaakov Avinu wanted to work on the Aveda of Teo. That was his Aveda. It didn't work. Because Hashem didn't want the elevation of Teo properly until the Mashiach's coming.
And Adam tried it, and Yitzchak tried
Adam tried it, Yitzchak tried it, Yaakov tried it, everybody tried it. But everything, Eis Lakol, like Shlomo Melech says in Kehelis. There's a time when Hashem wants everything to be done. Why does He want to be done this way? Because this answers the question also, why are we so long in Golos? Because Hashem, as we learned many times, there is no question that Hashem wants Mashiach more than we do. You ask me why you want Mashiach. There shouldn't be any sickness, and there shouldn't be any this, and that. That's not what Mashiach is all about. Those are all offshoots of the coming of Mashiach. The coming of Mashiach is v'negla kved Hashem v'ro kabasa yachtav ki Hashem dibur. That Elokus will be revealed in the world. The essence of Elokus, the purpose of Dira v'tachteinu will be fulfilled. The essence of Hashem will be revealed in the world. When that happens, there won't be any sick, there won't be any problems, there won't be problems. Everything will be fantastic. Yeah? So you can imagine, Hashem, so to speak, is in Golus, which means, by definition, if you're in jail and you have the key to the jail, you're not in jail, just go out. You don't think Hashem can't take himself out of Golus? The Shechint is in Golus. Yeah, what do you think? Hashem can't take himself out of Golus. What does Hashem want? L'maisi, like the Baal says, L'maisi dechatirsa. Hashem wants our Aveda. We should do it. So therefore Hashem keeps us in Golus for so long, even though Hashem is suffering every day more than we are. We couldn't care less. As long as we have our ice cream and the steaks and the desserts and and cars and houses, we're fine. But what does Hashem want? Why is Hashem staying in Golus so long? Because the Aveda of elevating Tehu properly, that it should be Nizgala Eredus Tehu and Kelim the Tikkun, is only through the Aveda of the Jew. And the longer the Aveda of the Jew is, and especially when it's darker, and it's more difficult, and it has to be Mesidus Nefesh. And again, Mesidus Nefesh doesn't mean like the Ata Tetzav, right, of 1927 in Russia. Golus, the complacency of Golus, that is what is going to accomplish the ultimate thing. So yeah, Yitzchak tried it. By the way, the reason why we have the koyach to do it is because Yitzchak tried it and Yaakov tried it, And therefore, myself is similar to they gave us the koyach to be able to do it. Huh? He wanted to give Yosef the bracha. Why did he want to give Yosef the bracha? Not because he didn't know who he was. Yitzchak thought, let me elevate Tail like Yaakov Avinu. Yitzchak tried, it didn't work. So Yaakov said, okay, next generation, let's try it again. It didn't work. And Yaakov Avinu, based on what he's learning, tried in different ways. First he said, okay, we'll bring down, Tail is finished, we'll bring it down. And no, there are different ways of trying to reach Tail. And he says, Yuv and Kavanas Yaakov. Now we can understand why Yaakov wanted to do this. Why did Yaakov Avinu want to do this? He was constantly in the level of Ratzah Shev. Based on the Ratzah, that's the Shuv. Like he said, you need both together. To separate the fire should separate from the wick, but nevertheless the pasuk says shuv le'echad. It's not what Hashem wants. In other words, there's what I want and there's what Hashem wants. What I want could be very holy. It could be very holy what I want. Nadav and Avihu wanted something very, very lofty. Lifnei Hashem, to reach a higher level, higher than Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yeah? Ben Azir, Ben Zayma, they wanted to reach a level of Pardes, all the way up there. Yeah? Lofty levels. The problem is, that's not what Hashem wants. You can have lofty kavanas, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions, meaning everybody can have great intentions. Nadav and Avihu and Ben Azim, Ben Zayman, and all those guys, they can have wonderful intentions. Why is it a sin? Because that's not what Hashem wants you to do. It's a very nice thing. But the problem is, our avodah is not what I want to do, as lofty as it is. Our avodah is what Hashem wants me to do, not what I think I should do.
So how come the Goyim gets it, Makifim indirectly?
Because the Goyim don't need Kalim.
So they don't do Avodah, they don't do anything.
Correct.
They get it.
Yeah, in this world. In this world. And that's Yichud v'Schabdus HaMakav D'Teil, which is the unity of Makav D'Teil when the Kalim of Tikkun. Okay? So he says, that's why when Yaakov came to get the brachas from Yitzchak, he said, Vayaveh Layayin. He brought him wine. Yeah?
What is better, Tikkun or Tito? If Tohu didn't work, why do you want to go back to Tohu? It didn't work.
No, we don't want to go back to Tohu. We want to bring the revelations of Tohu into Tikkun.
It did came, it broke, and it's all here that we have to elevate it.
Yeah.
Right? So
That means, what do we mean elevated? That means we're revealing the revelations of Tohu down here. That's what it means. By elevating the world, we're making Tohu the Keli. Like this, there was too much light and the Keli burst, so spiritually speaking.
Yeah.
But what does Hashem want? When we take a physical object that came from Tohu, kosher object that came from Tohu, and we make it holy, we make that physical object from Tohu that has no Keli, we make it a Keli for it. And then you can have the higher revelation of Tohu, or it is the Tohu in Kalim of Tikkun.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, every time you do a mitzvah.
Okay, what happened
Then,
here? I give a tzedakah. Tell me
okay,
what
this
happened.
sefer became holy.
Yes.
That means there's more kedusha in this than the floor.
Right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, now what does that mean? The problem is, now we don't see it. Me and you don't see it. Tzaddikim see it. Me and you don't see it. Okay? Because there's too much, Mashiach's not here yet. Mashiach comes, we're going to see the kedusha of Tehu that's in this tikkun paper. I'm sorry, we're going to see the kedusha of higher in the Tehu paper.
How could Yaakov Avinu bring down Akudim, including brooding, but not total? How could he bring that level and not...
Because that level was not ready to bring down yet. Ad ove adaini seira, in this week's parsha, right? When Yosef said after the whole, let's go together. And Yaakov said, no, I can't go fast. I can't go so fast yet. Right? What does that mean? I have to go Aveda, slow. We can't go now and elevate Tehu. That didn't work. So eventually I'll come to you. In the right time will come. After the Aveda of Tikkun. So he said that's why he brought him wine. What do you mean by Yahweh lo yayin? He poured water into the wine. Yaakov Avinu, the wine in the olden times was very, very strong. You couldn't drink it. They had to mix it with water. It's called mezigas hakos. Yeah? Ki yayin is a level of rotze gvuris. Verish be'esh mimato l'mayla. The Yaakov arme maya, and that's level of shuv. In other words, wine itself is red because wine is gvura. It's where yayin is bina, it's all kava smell. Left side, right? So, in fact, the Sfardim have that minig, by the way. They'll always pour a little bit of water before they pour Kiddush. Why do they do it? Number one, because the Gemara's expression is always Meizgan Lakos. Meizgan Lakos doesn't mean pour the wine. That's what's defined today, you pour the wine. But actually, Meziga means you mix the wine with water. And they also do it for another reason. They don't understand what they're doing, but because wine is red, is Gevura, water is Chesed, water comes Mamayla Lamata, right? So they combine Mayim with Chesed, Mayim and Gevura together. That's why Yaakov Avinu brought wine to get the bracha from Yitzchak, because his Aveda is the chibur, the combination between Chesed and Gevura, between Rotz and Sheiv. So he says, therefore, in the word Vayove Loi, Yayin Vayesh, Loi is a mercha kfula. Vayove Loi, it's like a few times in Chumash, yeah? So he says, what's the double trop underneath it? That's the skala, so it's a shev mayim v'yayin. So therefore it says Yaakov Shlima Davon. Yaakov Avinu is the Ata Avinu. I mean, that's lost of love. But Yaakov is Bechira Avis. He says he was the completion of the Avis. Lo Avram Shiat Menish Yishmael, not like Avram that had Yishmael, because Avram was Midas Chesed HaPoshut. Avram Avinu was unlimited Chesed. Yeah, unlimited Chesed is like the tail, you know. Unlimited Chesed creates a Yishmael. L'chein is Pachi Yosef Midai until he said Yishmael, until he created the Yishmael. Yitzchak was a level of Gvura, unlimited Gvura, so he created an Yosef. Right? Because unlimited Chesed is no good. Just think, a robber wants me to help him steal, right? So I'm doing Chesed, yeah? I mean, I'm doing Chesed. Somebody else me for a favor. But the bottom line is, I have to limit Chesed. Because too much Chesed is no good. It creates a Yishmael. Too much Gvura creates an Yosef. Yaakov, which is a combination of Chesed and Gvura, mitasi Shlema, Aval Yaakov Shlema Davon is Kalos Ahovchim of Rotzav V'Shem. So the whole Aved of Yaakov Avinu was really, that's where his whole mind over here.
Also, the Matzeva, he puts Yain first, then Shem.
Where?
On the Matzeva.
Where does it say poured wine?
It said pour wine first and then...
Where?
They suppose they put the wine and then they put 3 drops of water on top of it.
Because that's, again, there's a level of Gvura. They want to sweeten the Gvura with Chesed. Where did he pour wine?
First he pours wine, then...
Where does it say wine?
Torah, today. Today it says wine. First and then...
Oh, you're talking today's Matzeva, the dream Matzeva?
No. Today it's Matzeva. Yain, then Shem.
It says, it says.
So he's in the middle, both.
That's the Aved of Yaakov. The Aved of Yaakov Avinu is to make his scholars, Chassid and Gvul.
Shva,